Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about the state of Apex stages because something very massive happened in this phase which has never been added before, and that is this new buff effect you have when you make it into Apex stages, which makes it virtually impossible for you to push many stages at all, at least until we level up to a much higher level. And what it basically does is the enemy is going to be dealing the HP loss damage to your entire team. You'll be dealing it to them as well, and so this is the kind of interesting thing about it. Probably when you get to maximum resonating level towards the end of the phase, potentially this buff could actually help you advance, as it is named Blazing Advance. But currently, as Shadow has just said, this is more like a blazing avalanche for the hard pushers because it halts you right when you make it to Apex. Look at what I have here. These are my friend list, who is made up of a lot of hardcore AFK stage pushing people, and they're only 12 or 13 stages higher than me, and I've just like casually chilled my way getting up to Apex, and they're just stuck here, maybe progressing one stage per day. And that is absolutely ridiculous because honestly, if this effect was not in the map right now, these guys would be at like stage 300, 400, maybe even 500 Apex right now. So this is honestly a bit of an issue when it comes to the hard pushing community, because it doesn't allow them to progress, and it really gates you behind. I don't know what we're gonna need, probably more levels, maybe even the new charm set, the purple charms when they come out. But like, these players have been sitting in Apex 1 to now 13 for basically 4 or 5 days for right now. Now for the majority of players who are not pushing AFK stages, this is probably not going to impact you. And I'm hoping that when we do get to the high resonating level, hopefully this buff effect is actually going to help us, because it is called Blazing Advance. You would think that it would actually eventually be a way of maybe a catch-up mechanic to allow you to complete the Apex stages, maybe even when you're lacking certain heroes. That's what we're hoping from this. But I think if we wanted to make things, more fair to the pushing community, it would probably be better to, even if this buff has to be implemented, it would be better to delay it until, we make phase 1 buffs. Like, you guys know that the phase buffs start happening usually when you've made it, like, we're 14 days probably until the phase buffs are going to happen. When you've reached the final, like, 900 stages, the efficiency limit, that's when usually the phase buffs start beginning. So if this buff would start beginning at that point, or maybe when we reach maximum resonating level at 600 and this buff began taking effect, I think that would be a fairer thing, because then people are not going to be just basically jolted to a stop as soon as they make it to Apex. Because yeah, these people have been stuck here for 4 or 5 days, and a lot of the enjoyment that they get from AFK journey is pushing AFK stages, always being cutting edge, and basically this is just preventing you from doing that. It's like there's no more game for you to play. Just wait. You have to wait until you get levels or you get charms, because right now it's not really possible. And if you guys want to see what these stages are looking like, I stopped at Apex 1. I just cleared the first stage. Now these stages, if you take a look at it here, they're going to be needing high level, and they're very, very intricate manual battle stages. These are not the simple. If you look at the extreme tag here, this shows that people have attempted these stages multiple times, many times, and it's a low success rate because you can follow the record replay almost exactly, but it doesn't always work. I think there's also adding some RNG element to it, or you're needing a more precise timing. But basically, these stages are much more of a headache to push than ever before, and they're basically like nightmare mode stages, and the hard pushers are still they're still pushing as far as they possibly humanly can, using their one we have the one synergy request per day, and they use that, maybe get one synergy clear and things like that. But yeah, I mean, for any normal person, once you make it to Apex, you're basically just gonna sit until we basically have the levels or the charms, and then it becomes easier. But for right now, it's just completely almost impossible game mode right now. So this is what I wanted to highlight, basically just this issue about the Apex stages, because the pushing community is upset by this, and I can understand that. The majority though, I'm sure this probably has not impacted you, and I'm hoping, but I also want to make this point that I hope that when the majority of players make it to Apex, hopefully this buff is actually going to be working in our favor rather than working against us, because right now it literally is working against you. Is this even have a record now? It does have a record, but yeah, like look at this. It's high levels, of course, 440, 450 cutting edge, and then of course manual replays, which are in depth. If we take a look over here, like these people are one stage behind all of the other players. So we can take a look. Was this a, I think this was a synergy as well. There's not even a manual, there's not even a record for this stage. The only way people went from 12 to 13 total Apex is they used a synergy. And I actually have the synergy because my guildmate sent it to me, because I guess he was thinking that maybe I'm pushing because I made it to Apex, but like I'm not hard pushing. I've just gradually taken my time to get here, but now everyone's like stuck on Apex. So this is actually what he had to use as a synergy. Let's see how complicated it actually is. Or okay, I mean, he's manualing the Valar as well, and delays the Valar until the last tick of the Hugin shield. Okay, that's, you know, that's a strategy used in difficult stages. I'm assuming it's probably needed. Otherwise, he might in Ulna manual as well. Yeah, this is looking like a manually intensive stage, honestly. And timing is everything in these stages as well, with this new mechanic that is going on. So that's just what I wanted to highlight to everyone's attention. Let me know your thoughts about this. Like if you're an AFK stage pusher, let me know what you think about this, or how you think this could be maybe changed or improved. Because I do think currently this is not how it should be intended or how it should be working. I think a great great solution to this, maybe it's not the best solution, but my first thought was that, like I said, delay this blazing advanced buff effect until, you know, the phase buffs begin, which is in like basically 14 days. That's and until then, just have these normal stages as they normally were, but basically then when the phase buffs kick in, you're also going to be getting this bonus effect, which is going to hopefully at that point actually be in your favor rather than going against you. Because right now, of course, the enemies have much higher stats than you, so if both teams, because I didn't explain this buff, but basically you guys can see it here. If both teams are going to be gaining 30 attack speed, but they're also going to both lose HP equal to 5% of the enemy team attack. And of course, these enemies have way more attack than you. They're 200 levels above you. And so they're going to be contributing so much more damage from this effect than you're going to be contributing to them, right? And even when you're contributing damage to them, that changes energy recovery mechanics, like, because energy recovery is based on the damage taken, and so that is also having an impact on heroes like Shakir and things like that you don't want to be damaging. You don't want to be giving them any energy. You know, there's a little bit of factor over there as well. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Hopefully this video is helpful, and let's see what you guys have to say about all of that, and hopefully something is changed maybe for this to make it a little bit more optimized, a little bit more good for both community players, the majority, as well as the AFK stage pushing minority. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's gonna be it for this one. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.